Good afternoon, everybody. This is Christian. Today is Tuesday, May the 5th, 2015, Cinco de Mayo. And today I want to speak to you about a word for the church that God has given me. And it's in Isaiah chapter 54, the entire chapter will speak to you. So be sure to check that out after this video. Before I tell you this story, I need to give you some backstory so you understand what I was going through, and you can see it better. Roughly 17 years ago, I started having these visions, and one of the visions that I had, I see myself walking down a gravel road, and there's someone standing on my left-hand side, and I can only see their shoulder and their arm, but they looks like they're wearing a white t-shirt. We're walking down this road, and I know in the vision that I have $1 million to buy a house. And it's as though I'm there to see a house, only being led by the Spirit, I walk further, and I go further down this road, and I look and I see, no, this is the house. And it's a white house that has a well-kept front yard. It looks like everything has been mowed, even on the main road, except for this one weed standing very tall at the corner of the driveway, where the driveway meets the main road. And I reach over in the vision and I break the stem just to break it in half. And that's the end of the vision. Because I had that vision from that point on, I based all of my financial strategy on the concept that I know that one of these days I will have $1 million to buy a house, and so therefore I will spend only $1 million on a house. That's been my logic for 17 years, almost. A couple of years ago, I started to be led by the Spirit in a different direction to spend even more on a home, which didn't set right with me because it didn't line up with what I'd seen before in a previous vision. So I was dismissive of it. However, I couldn't dismiss it altogether because it's possible that the vision wasn't literal, it was figurative. It's possible that the vision represents a different time period where you would buy a second home or a different home or whatever. I can't just dismiss it. And at the same time, I couldn't just jump on board because how do I know I'm not just being misled, right? Not just being running off trying to be grandiose or something like that. So I was struggling with this word that I was hearing roughly 2 years ago. And so I went to a Bible study back then. And I was at this Bible study, and the pastor, he's bouncing us all over the place to different places in the Bible to explain what it was he was trying to explain at that time. And one of the places he says, I want you to go to Isaiah chapter 54. And so as soon as I turn there, I hear in my spirit, this is for you. And I see Isaiah 54 verse 2, and it says, enlarge your house, build an addition, spread out your home, and spare no expense. Again, sounds very clear. This is from God. This is the solution to my struggle within my spirit. However, I was still struggling with it because it was too big for me, perhaps. And so I set a fleece. I said, okay, God, in my spirit, if this is from you, let the preacher say this to me. And so the preacher immediately touches me on the arm and says, this is for you. And then he looks at everybody else and he goes, well, it's for you too. He confirmed both that that word was right, and I felt that leading them to feeling is actually the Holy Spirit, not just in myself to be boastful or proud or something like that. But he also confirms that whatsoever he does to me, he's going to do to the church. Okay, that's why I want you to read Isaiah chapter 54. What I want to talk about today is the fact that oftentimes, especially right now in the church has been in the wilderness for so long that they've got a poverty mentality where they're thinking only in the terms that apply to the wilderness, which is enough food for the day, gather enough manna for one day. There are times when God will feed His people with ravens. You'll just get a little bit every single day. There are other times when that's not what He's trying to do. So be free to be led by the Holy Spirit to this other thing. All right, this is something God's trying to do. He's enlarging our borders. This is what He's using us as an example. And be free and watch yourself that you're not setting up your own humanistic perspective as religion, as saying, well, no, wait a minute, I will never spend more than this because I would rather give to the poor. If God's telling you to do something different, do that other thing that's different, okay? I just want to share it with you guys today to encourage you and tell you that God's going to enlarge your borders, but also to have you check yourself against any faulty logic or poverty mentality that you may be clinging to, okay? God bless, take care, and I'll see you again tomorrow.